So, with great power comes great responsibility. I've had a very hard time making videos. Not that I have great power, I am struggling to recapture my own personal power. But that's just the way life goes. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're not. But always strive to keep going. Life's a marathon. So never give up, never surrender. I just saw a post about what Jen said last night about the pink hair and always smile. Sweet man, huh? Isn't he the perfect husband? In any event, let me come back to reality. I thought about that. And I thought about, well, here goes another industry that's going to have a big old boom, and pink hair dye is going to go off the charts undoubtedly. And I really started to think about that. I mean, look what happened with Downey. I love the way we all gather together and the way we show our strength and the way we vote and the way we do community service and the way we work on ourselves. All of these things are very, very possible. And they are possible because of good leadership. And that's what Big Hit gave to BTS. That is why they were able to flourish and to become the greatness that they are. But there is another side to this, another side that I don't believe BTS has anything to do with. But this is another side to life. There have been times in this world where people have rose to great power very quickly and have been followed by many, many people, but their intentions were not good like Bantang's are. Their intentions were not honorable the way Big Hits are. And you always have to remember to think for yourself. I remember thinking a long time ago, boy, we just do anything they say. And so far they haven't asked us to do anything that isn't good for us, good for others, or continues to give good, right? And that's a good standard. I think BTS and Big Hit would agree. If any day they ever asked us to do something that was against good moral character and that was against doing good for ourselves or good for others, that we not do it, right? So that's things like, for us, not sending our lives in a bad direction, not having balance, right? I've certainly been guilty of this, of being being too far into the fantasy. And that's okay. I had to go there for a while to find my way out. Sometimes it's hard to be sad for a long time. Sometimes it's hard to be alone. But we're taught that you never walk alone. And that's easy said. And it's easy when we have all of each other on the internet, but we're not close to each other. So we have to remember to forge relationships in our IRL to make sure that we're balanced, right? Because there's one thing to have your great life on the internet, be involved with the fandom. But if you're not living in the present moment, in and amongst people you can hug, touch, kiss, really interact with, and you know who they are, your life will become unbalanced. And then you might follow somebody who you think has your best interest, but doesn't. I'm grateful that we have BTS and Big Hit, because I know 100% that their intentions are good. The problem with the internet is there are many people who will like you to think that they are BTS related, Big Hit related, that they're your friends, and they're not. Trolls and such are a real thing. Fan wars exist, and it's just the way of the world. Right? There's bad people in your physical life and there's bad people in your internet life. And you just have to rise above it. You just have to keep your eye on the prize. And like they say, don't let go of my hand. Keep your eye on me, right? So that's focusing on the prize, focusing on what's emulating good behavior. And that's all you need to deal with. And then you need to work on who you are and modeling that same behavior. Model the same behavior that you see in BTS on how hard they work. You know, it's kind of like the way we fantasize about being in love with one of them. Well, we know that the chances of that happening are really, really slim. Don't let go of the fantasy. It's a wonderful fantasy. And it has its place. And who knows, one of you might be it. But what you can do is you can look at your bias or your 7 biases, and you can say, well, what qualities does this person have that I want in a mate? That's doable. That's doable. It's okay. You know, dreams are very subjective, right? There are the dreams that you have when you're laying back on your bed or staring up at the sky, and you think about, oh, if this were only possible. But you know, there's a real world out there. And we have families to care for, and educations to get, and jobs to get, and ourselves to take care of. And we must never lose sight of that. Because the reason that we can be such a strong fanship is, or fandom, sorry, the idea should be that because BTS sacrifices so much for us, because they work so hard for us, because they lose a lot of their own freedom, we need to work really hard to create a world in which freedom for all people is possible, where people can feel comfortable. Like right now, there have got to be times when the guys just want to go out. They just want to go somewhere, a club, a grocery store, the library, anywhere. That pleasure's been taken from them. A long time ago, talking on Twitter, we talked about the airport thing. This was long before the airport thing ever happened with the purple ribbons. And that was my feeling. Wouldn't it be great if we could create environments that if we saw them in public, if they were in public, that we gave them space? I mean, we get to watch every video. We get to watch all of their personal stuff. After every award, they come on V Live. They do so much for us. We must remember to do that back for them. If we don't, we're being selfish. If we don't see the big picture of what is possible, what can we create? What can we create in this world? It's not about just being the biggest fandom. Okay, great. Now you have this big fandom. But what will you do with it? What will you do with you? And what will you do with your fandom? So I want you to remember that while pink hair would be really cool and I would really love it, I can't do it right now. It doesn't fit with my work. I can go get a pink wig though, you know, and I can always continue to smile. So I know how much time they invest in us. And I wonder sometimes if most people really understand how much time and effort and how many people it takes to keep Bangtan going and to keep the fandom going. I mean, that includes Army's efforts, and everybody behind the scenes. Don't forget this on this day. We've stepped into a new era because what they're surpassing or what they've surpassed, I talked about it a long, long time ago, back in 2016, when I saw it. And I'm not nobody special. Other people saw it as well. And I hoped it could be true. And now it is. So when life presents you with a beautiful gift, what will you do with it? How will you make it the best gift ever that will give back to everybody? How will you make it manifest in your own life? How will you make your world in your little microcosm fabulous? Because we can make it better. And we can create a home everywhere. They're amazing. Their music is really easy to interpret many, many, many different ways, depending on where you are in your world, depending on how you listen to the song. Do you listen to it from the singer? Are you listening as the singer, or are you listening as the person being sung to, or are you an observer, somebody watching somebody be sung to? So there's lots of different ways to see and hear and experience this art. And there are many, many different ways to receive the healing. So that's it. My lighting sucks. I'm getting old. But I can't give in to fear. I can't give in to sadness. And I'm old. And I've got wisdom. And that's more important than youth. At least for me right now. Your youth is important to you, so don't waste it. So, that's it. I'm going to actually put this video up, tape up. See, I'm so old. Tape. All right. You all have a great day. Don't forget, humanity is humanity's role model. We teach each other how to be both good and bad every single day. So do something good for yourself so you can do something good for others. And if you can't do something good for others directly, just don't be a burden to society. Don't take what isn't yours. Don't be mean to people. No road rage. Just be kind. And don't forget you can practice this by doing the right thing the right way every time, no matter what, no matter who's watching and no matter who's not. Because when nobody is watching, that's when the character is built. When you do something good that nobody will ever find out about, that's when it really builds. That's when the character builds. And don't forget how much I love you all. We're all family. Crazy as hell, but we're family. And we can finish this race together, and we can pass on a great world to the kids, to the maknaes of the world. All right. Have a great day. I love you. I purple you. I purple you. Bye.